It was bound to happen. The world is a place, and every country, whether they like it or not, is connected, bounded by each other. And with recent events in Ukraine, as Russia sabotages their national integrity, there will be other countries facing the consequences. Now a particular country has taken the fall, and it seems like things are looking bad for Turkey. Let's learn how this changed things and has put Turkey's economy at risk. The world is still recovering from the pandemic, and Turkey's food prices have already been skyrocketing with this invasion. Things are getting worse. Turkey's annual consumer inflation was already at a soaring spike of 54%, and with the invasion, the producer inflation has hit an all-time high of 105%, with energy and food prices still predicted to grow. This surge in energy prices is causing a consumer uptick of 1.5%, as calculated by economists. The common people have been stressed and scared, as there is a shortage of sunflower oil in Turkey. You see, Turkey mostly imported its sunflower seeds from Russia and Ukraine, and with tensions in these countries, the supply has been obstructed, with 70% of their sunflower seeds supply put to a halt at the Sea of Azov. A convoy denied exit from the Russian borders. The Turkey Vegetable Oil Industrialists Association wrote a letter to the government authorities saying and emphasizing the state of the sunflower oil, and predicted that the sticks that they have may only last for a month, and crude sunflower oil has seen a rise of $600 where it was $1,400 per ton pre-war and $2,000 per ton post-war. The main issue that Turkey is facing at the moment is the shortage of food, as Russia and Ukraine were the major wheat exporters. Well, they are major wheat exporters on the global front as well. This has been speculated that it could inflate food prices to a very high extent and on a global level. Now Turkey already is facing a lot of issues, and this is just adding more to it. This could cause a famine-like situation in Turkey soon if the demands aren't met. This could be very bad for Turkey, and this war is bringing them even closer to these unfortunate situations. With preceding agitations and growing conflicts, the Russians have disrupted the goods transportation. Now keep in mind that if the exports from Russia and Ukraine do not reach Turkey, then 70% of their food is compromised. As the global payments cannot proceed with major companies removing Russia from service, the adversities have pushed Turkey to a famine-like situation, increasing their economic challenges. The war has stopped a long line of trucks at the Russian borders, meant to reach Turkey to ease the shortage. A long queue of about 20 kilometers blocks the borders while Turkey waits for their supply. The trucks now looking for other ways to reach Turkey are at a pit stop as the drivers worry about their country's well-being. But that is not all. The freight prices have increased by 50%, which also indicates even more inflation on these products. It is estimated that the Georgian-Russian borders have increased their freight rates to an all-time high. Istanbul especially got the worst of it. The textile and leather industry hubs located in the state are facing major shortages. They heavily rely on Russian and Ukrainian buyers. The sad part is that they had to order about $200 million worth of items due to shortage, and losing that much in a matter of days is discouraging. Now, if we look at Turkey's dependency, the Russian and Ukrainian markets account for about 40% of Lalali's $3 billion sales. This can be seen as a forecast of losses counted in billions of dollars in sales for the manufacturers dabbling through this industry. With an economy already hovering on the lows, this could mean a lot of things for Turkey. Well, the global economy is afraid of this, and Turkey is no exception. JP Morgan has recently doubled its current account deficit forecast for Turkey for this year, a deficit of 2.2% of the GDP, gross domestic product, while Goldman Sachs has estimated that and revised the forecast to reach about 2.5% for 1.5% of their GDP. Burham Kekti, the CEO and founder of Burham Kekti Research and Consulting, brought to our notice that energy imports might abruptly leave $2 million in March. He said, "The bill of our monthly imports has jumped abruptly to some $8 billion and is likely to climb to $10 billion in March." He also added that this is a harbinger of how big the current account deficit will be. Year-end current account deficit forecasts have already raised over $30 million. Oil prices have already surged more than 20% to over $115 a barrel last week. This is an all-time high, as it hasn't been seen for many years. The sad part is that every $10 rise in the price of oil adds another $5 billion to the deficit. This is a very concerning thing for the nations, and the officials are on the edge of their seats trying to find a way to eradicate this economic crisis. Even though the invasion is a fairly recent event, the country lost its balance way before when the Russians were maintaining their tanks. The oil price surges to about 186.3%, with an increase of about $18.4 billion in January and February. This was only because of the increase in the energy cost and over time. Russia's special military operation has just added more spikes on the graph. As we all know that Russia is the main gas exporter in Turkey, with 33% of their gas demand supplied by them. Now that the invasion has put a halt to these imports, Turkey is facing a huge setback on this front. After the pandemic, the Turkish authorities had high hopes on tourism to help the country get the economy back on track. But the Russo-Ukrainian invasion means that they had lost most of their tourism income, and most of the tourists hailed from the countries mentioned above. The tourism industry predicted revenue and a target of $35 billion, boosting their chances of stabilizing the economy. But these last-minute cancellations amidst the invasion has plunged their hopes into the water. You see, Antalya, a place in Turkey alone, gets 2 million tourists a year. Now the Turkish authorities are gambling on the invasion for it to end soon, or else the tourism would run dry, and their last hope would be gone. Russians were the largest group of foreign visitors last year, with a body count of more than 4 million, which made about 19% of the total tourists in 2021. The Germans came second in this context, but with the surge in price, I doubt anyone would think of a tout for the time being. So the bottom line of Turkey's economy is that they heavily rely on energy, and with less to no supply, it could mean that Turkey would face a lot of problems in the future. But if the invasion ends soon and the Turkish tourism industry flourishes, then there's a chance they might evade this economic crisis. And one more thing, Turkey is not linked with the Western sanctions, but since there have been prohibitions on a lot of things, it seems like Russia will slowly lose Turkey as their supporter if they choose to halt supplies like that. Turkey can easily look for other places to aid themselves, and when Turkey is no longer dependent on Russia, then Turkey will boycott Russia too, implementing all the Western sanctions for themselves. Putin was scared that Ukraine would annex Crimea. Now the whole world is onto his nation, and he knows this is the end of him. Well, what do you think? Will America support Turkey in its darkest hour? Do you think Turkey will overcome this economic crisis? Comment below, and we will read them. Thank you so much for watching and supporting our channel. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. It helps us grow and spread awareness, and even more if you hit that bell. Do share this video if you think the information will soon be printed in the history books, and we will see you next time.